Howdy everyone, Dead here. Zera's usual spot on top of the tree right here on Watcher's Grave on Nessus, and doing a quick little survey of his inventory. It's another week, so let's get started. Hardlight, pretty solid gun in my opinion. I actually really like this gun for Crucible. I don't know why, I just liked it way back in the day. Graviton Forfeit, pretty okay roll actually, and a pretty solid helmet, just for hunters in general. Intermountain Skullfort, this thing is like menace in PvP, it's still fun in PvE. Personal preference, you should get it. Apotheosis Veil, one of the worst exotics for a warlock in my opinion. Nobody uses this. Nobody uses this in D2. Nobody uses this in D1. This needed a rework since it was created in the developer kit. So this thing is a hard pass in my opinion. The Mellow, it's an okay roll. You know, 4 times the charm, multi-kill, clip with a pendant. I mean, it's one of the better rolls you can get with this weapon in my opinion. So personal preference, high impact frames are in a spot, but they could really use some work still. Juon 7, this is actually a really solid pulse rifle, and it's got Zen Moment Outlaw. This is a solid, in my opinion, PvP roll. So if you're still looking for a pretty solid PvP pulse rifle, and you don't have the new exotic one, or you don't have something like Horror's Lease or anything else like that in between, go for this one. It's actually really, really solid. We have Extraordinary Rendition, where it's surplus and tap the trigger. This is actually pretty good. I wish this was Rampage, so it can be both used in PvP and PvE, but right now, with surplus tap the trigger, this is still leaning more towards the PvP aspect, so it's a pretty solid roll, in my opinion. Deafening Whisper, lead from gold, auto-link holster. If this had either Wellspring or Rampage, it's still good in itself, but if this had Wellspring or Rampage, I'd be like, yes, we haven't seen this one in a hot minute, so go for it. But again, personal preference, it's okay, it's alright like this. There's better rolls out there. First and last out, Hipfire, Eye of the Storm. If this had Assault Mag, this would be a much better pick, but it's still, again, it's an type of roll. Tarantula is way better linear, so no. The Third Axiom. Third Axiom is actually a pretty decent pulse rifle, and again, this is a strike or Vanguard weapon, so if you have been grinding out Vanguards and stuff like that, resetting it multiple times, this will have multiple... Excuse me, actually, you take a breath right there. This will have rotating perks and stuff like that. I have not reset once, so that's why this is not happening. And moving on to Dead Man's Tale. I immediately saw the moving target. Ooh, high cal moving target and hammer forge. This is actually pretty decent, especially with this weapon getting a buff, I want to say, to body shot damage and I think precision. I don't remember precision shot numbers or anything else like that, but I definitely know I got a buff to body shot. This is actually a pretty solid roll for this weapon right now. And let us see Hawkmoon. Ooh, opening shot. Her opening shot, chambered. Yeah, okay. This is actually a pretty decent roll for the Hawkmoon. Again, surplus would have been my personal preference for that slot, but everything else right here, it's screaming pretty solid. Pretty solid. Alright, let's look at the armor. Ooh, that's pretty solid. That's actually pretty close to what I have. That's almost better than what I have, actually. Actually, I could probably put, like, a small recov to get me up to the 100s, and then I can just do... Actually, I don't know. That's a pretty solid helmet, actually. And boots. Okay, so I think the best thing for Warlocks right now would be to get this helmet, because this helmet is actually really solid. So, let's actually go ahead and see what Hunters have now. So the Hunters have pretty okay gauntlets, actually. And chest piece, and helmet, and... okay legs. So I think honestly the best thing to go for on the Hunters would be the gauntlets. So yeah, because everything else is kind of like it's kind of like a too flat of a stat distribution, if you guys see what I'm talking about. Like, it's not anything spiked out and too far in specific things. Like, this one has a higher spike in intelligence, but just because it's got that really deep like downward spiral on the discipline, it's kind of like again, personal preference. If you like something here, go for it. It's totally up to you. I'm just giving you my personal thoughts. So again, best thing here would be the gauntlets. So let's see what the Titans have. Okay, Titans have pretty solid gauntlets. And and chest piece. Pretty okay helmet. And if those had a little bit more points in like 2 different spots, that'd be really solid actually. Okay, so I think the better right there, legs. Again, I like opinion here. So so I think the better thing to go for on the Titan would be the gauntlets and possibly the helmet. In my opinion, I think that would be one of the two. If you don't, yeah, I think this would be the 2 better things to go for, would be the helmet and the gauntlets. Other than that, I don't really, I mean, I mean, I think the Zhuan 7 would also be a weapon to go for, and that DMT and the Hawkmoon. But other than that, I think everything else is up to personal preference. So if you see a role here that you like and you want to go for, or just a weapon you're trying to collect, go for it. But in my personal opinion, you should go for the Zhuan 7, the DMT, and the Hawkmoon for weapons, and then armor, like I said. So, other than that, I hope you all enjoyed this short little video. I need to clean my desk. There's so much stuff on it. I hope you all enjoyed this short little video. As always, I enjoy making it for you. Sorry for not uploading as much recently. I'm actually having some pretty big life changes happening, and I'm super excited for them. But I also need to get a better handle on my money. I'm probably going to go ahead and do a channel update at some point pretty soon. But again, I don't want to go ahead and bore you guys in this video with that kind of stuff. So I'll see you on the next one. Peace, and have a good one. Bye.